We started with Andardvipa, Mayapur, then we moved to Simandadvipa, then we also discussed about Gotramadvipa, then today we are discussing about Madhyadvipa and then also Koladvipa. Naimisharanya was the place where Sutta Goswami narrated Srimad Bhagavatam after hearing that from Sri Sukadeva Goswami narrating to Parikshit Maharaj. So that place where 60,000 assembled rishis were there in that Naimisharanya, which is there in Uttar Pradesh right now. But there is also one more Naimisharanya. So this Naimisharanya is in Navadvipa. Also narrated Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata, the history of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Naimisharanya, in the Madhyadvipa of Navadvipa. So there I said 60,000 rishis were there, but here there were 88,000 sages attended. And it was so popular, of course, and hearing the news of Sutta Goswami to narrate the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Shiva also wanted to hear the pastimes of Sri Gauranga. Lord Shiva was hurrying up so that not to miss any single moment of the narration. But that time, Nandi, the bull who used to carry Lord Shiva, got delayed. Maybe he was dressing up or something, he got delayed. But Lord Shiva could not even waste even a single moment. So, Lord Shiva immediately asked Lord Brahma to really give his Vahana. What is his Vahana? His Vahana is Hamsa, Swan Vahana. Okay, so he got the Hamsa and then he was really riding on that to really come to this Naimisharanya and listen to the Sri Chaitanya Bhagavatam. And that place is still there, and what you see on the picture is called Hamsa Vahana Shiva Temple. So this is the place where Lord Shiva was sitting and listening to the narration of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glories. Okay, so in this one, actually the deity is also, if you see Lord Shiva, is really the Lord Shiva is there, but the Vahana is the swan carrier of Lord Brahma. And this is another place called Panchaveni. Pancha means 5. Here there are 5 rivers, Upanadis, join at this place, and it is very sacred. These are Alakananda, Mandakini, Yamuna, Manasi, Ganga, Saraswati. There are 5 rivers, holy rivers join at this place. Here Lord Brahma performed so much of tapas actually. If one takes bath in this holy place, in fact last time when we went, we really took bath here. So it is guaranteed that they will get a devotion to Radha Krishna. So this is a very nice place, near to actually from our Gurudev's Samadhi Mandir place. It's very nearby. Anyway, it is said that if a living being dies in this place, it will attain Golokadham, not Vaikunthadham, Golokadham. It is very, very special. From Madhyadvipa, we have to cross the Ganga. Now we are coming to this, about this Maha Bhagavat called Vamsidasa Babaji. He was actually born as a fisherman. He lived through severe poverty. So there was no question of any education at all. He could not read, write, nothing. So he knew only fishing and selling them in the fish market. That was the only thing that he knew. And his only possession is a small towel that he wore when going for fishing. But then how did he become a great Vaishnava? That is an interesting story. Every day, after returning home, he would visit a Gauranitai temple in Jamalpur. That is a place. This is still we are talking about this Koladvipa, and there is a small village called Jamalpur. So that was a place, because you see the Ganges is nearby, and his only duty was to catch fish and sell. And he used to go to this temple, and then he used to sit far away because he was a fisherman. But he used to hear the Harikatha from a saintly person who actually came in the line of Srila Narottam Das Thakur. He was so attracted to hear the Harikatha from the saint. And by constantly hearing, slowly he was becoming like a renounced person. So the Harikathas was changing. And one day, he even left his own wife and his only child. He just came, just went out of his home. And he came to the shelter of that saint. That saint was called, his name was Harilal Brajavasi. And he accepted him as his guru. He was initiated with the name Vamsidasa. He lived with his guru in Jamalpur for a few days, worshipping Radha Krishna deities and hearing more Harikathas from him, and learned about so many things in Braja and all those places. So his spiritual seed in his heart started to sprout. As days went by, he was inclined for a fully renounced order of life. However, he came back to Majidpur for a short time and lived there for 3 years. Then the transformation in his life started to intensify. He was so interested in visiting all the holy places such as Vrindavan and Navadvipa. So he set out a journey to see all the holy places by himself alone. He then take the Vesha of a renounced Babaji, and it was given by a guru, Ramananda Brajavasi. So this is how he really became a Babaji. He lived like a idiotic and worthless destitute. But the fact is that it is not the world that he had, it is not the world that rejected him, but he rejected the world as worthless. So by seeing this intense devotion, many people came to help him. And that was how, somebody actually just built a small hut for him. And also they were all giving some deities. And he had the pictures that is shown here, you will see that. There is one small Bala Gopala. Of course, they are not the real deities. I am just putting just for our sake to understand. And one Bala Gopal, that Lattu Gopal deity, and also set up Gauranitai. That is 3 feet, by the way. It's made of wood. And 6-inch tall Radha Govinda. It's made of Ashtadhatu. Someone gave. Of all these, he was so attached to Bala Gopala. Whenever he traveled, he would take his Bala Gopala deity in his hands. Once when he went to Vrindavan, he visited Gokul, the place where Lord Krishna appeared. He came back and said, "Oh, I saw the place where my Bala Gopala was born and saw where Mother Yashoda was feeding my Bala Gopal, and where Nanda Baba was living, and where Krishna was crawling. I touched all the stones, but I did not see Krishna there." By saying that, he was weeping in front of the deities. In Babaji's eyes, the deities were not made of brass or wood. If one thinks that way, suppose somebody comes and, "Hey, all right, you have some nice deities. What is it made of? Is it brass or something Ashtadhatu?" He's in a different perception. A pure devotee will never think that his deities are made of anything materialistic, this thing, not brass or wood or nothing. No, that means he's not a devotee. So if one elevates his consciousness on Krishna, the deity indeed will talk to you. That is exactly what his life was. Vamsidasa Babaji was spending most of the time talking with his deities. It was not only Sakshi Gopal that the women made a drama out of it, right? Who talked to his devotee. But every deity can talk to his pure devotee. As long as one is pure, the deities will talk. But anyway, when he came from pilgrimage, of course, he did not have any place to stay. And he was staying under different trees, one after another. And that was it. Nothing. He didn't have anything. He was carrying his deities all the time from one tree and to another tree. That's why he will sleep like that. So later someone saw his condition and wanted to help, and he made a small hut for him to stay. The hut was very simple with mud walls and covered on top with thatches and leaves. I'm just putting something to represent so that you can get some idea. So the house did not even have any door. It was always open. So Babaji did not have to carry any keys or anything. Totally carefree life. Babaji hardly had any possession in this world. He even abandoned his little torn bath towel also. He initially had when he was working as a fisherman. And now he was wearing only a loin cloth. And suppose he wanted to change the loin cloth, where will he go? He will not ask anyone. So he will go to burial grounds there, because people normally, remember when they really bring the dead body, they change the dress and then throw away those things out there on the ground. So he used to collect that and tear that into small pieces, and that is his kaupinas, loin cloth. So actually once, there was one devotee called Harisdas Goswami. He asked him, why did not he wear any Bahirvasha? There are two kinds of the Vesha is there. One is, that basically for the Babajis and for all the worldly people. That's called Bahirvasha. He was asking, why you are not, using, wearing some good dress? He replied, I live only with Ka, which means kaupina, loin cloth. I have nothing to do with Ba, which is Bahirvasa. Bahirvasa means dress. So which means Bahirvasa means outer garment like other people are wearing. So Bahirvasa brings relationship with the outer world and the worldly people who are Bahiranga. They are called Bahiranga. That is those who are attached to the outer world. He said, my Gauranga has asked me not to wear any of this Bahirvesha and not to mix with the people who are Bahiranga and live only with self, because those Bahiranga people, there are self-prestige and self-respect, and like that they will, I am frank. I am frank. That's why Babajis are like that. So his possessions were all only to serve the deities, nothing for himself except the loin cloth. What are the possessions? 2 brass pots, few mud pots, 1 plate, 1 glass, some small cups, and 1 Panchapatra cup for the worship, and a small bell and a conch shell. That is it. If you add them, probably it will come maybe $5, maybe $5, $10, whatever you put. But then he is richest in Krishna, because he has Krishna in him. Who is the most richest than that? So Vamsidasa Babaji was richest in his hearts, not with material richness, but with a more rare one, the Krishna Bhakti. He was intensively absorbed in talking to the deities. That's what the main, he's only, because we all materialist people will be looking at TVs or talking to others and phone, these, everything, all kinds of things. But he will talk to, he will not talk to anyone, any people outside. Only thing, he will be talking to the deities only, and the deities also talking back. That's the only thing that is going on for the entire day and night. So intensely absorbed, directly talking to the deities. He would keep on talking to the deities and will never stop. And listening also, he will listen to what the deities respond back. There was no bathing of deities or no changing of their dresses. He never put them to sleep or he never woke them up. There was no regular feeding to the deities as well. When he thinks, he cooks and he feeds them. Otherwise, nothing for the deities. When it rained, he used to bring all his deities out and remove their so-called dress and make them to sit in the rain. And Babaji will tell the deities, oh, see, now I am giving you a bath. How much? Bath, nice. And then after that, rain is over, then he brings them and put the same dress. Again, next rain also the same. Of course, if he gives a bath, not every rain he gives bath. Once, when he feels that. So, same one dress, and he had only one set of dress for them. Of course, nothing extra. It's always on the deities only. So once the same Sripad Haridas Goswami was surprised to see him cooking for the deities one day. All of a sudden he got up because he had no time concept, nothing. And then Babaji, he was asking Babaji, "Oh Baba, it would be fine, but if we prepare bhoga for the deities like this in the morning every day, it will be very nice, every day." Then Babaji replied, "I do not know whether it is a morning or evening. If they want to eat like that, when I make, let them. Otherwise, if they want to eat every day, let them make their own arrangements for cooking or anything. I cannot do that. Maybe let one of them actually cook. Let Gadadhar cook for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Nittai is, because he had Gaur Nittai, right? So Nittai is Avaduta. He is Avaduta. He has no caste. He can go and eat anywhere. I do not worry about, I do not worry about him a lot. But I also do not worry about Gopalas too. Why? Because every day a cow comes and gives milk. He can live on that. No problem. I have to worry about Radha Krishna. That is my only worry. For them, I have to cook a little rice and vegetables. If I don't, they will go to Vrindavan and beg there. Becomes what, begging there. Madhukari. They will become Madhukari. No, I have to cook for them. But only when I have time. Because most of the time he is talking with them. So Babaji avoided materialistic people at all costs. People used to come to see him to get blessings. People come there, please bless me. Blessing they are coming. But to anyone who come to those, you know what he will do? He will scold like crazy. You may think, he is insulting. Of course, he will insult. Get away, get lost. And in fact, what he even used to do that is, used to take some stones and throw at them so that they will never come. And then he was thinking, how I can stop this materialistic people asking for all kinds of this nonsense. So I have to really escape. So what he did was, he knew about the fish. He collected a lot of the fish bones and he put the thing on the front of the hut so that everybody will know he's not a Baba, he's not a devotee at all. He's all corrupted. Look at here, he's eating fish and all, so that they will not come to him, thinking that he's all for fallen sannyasi or for fallen Babaji. He even do that. But even then people flocked to see him. They used to bring so much gifts to get his blessings. And Babaji will get so much of angry and throw everything out to the river here and there. He never even looked at them. Only he was talking to the deities. He will never talk to anyone else. Actually, once a greedy brahmachari visited Vamsidasa Babaji for some blessings, material blessings. And Babaji really threw a stone and shouted, throw a stone at him, just right on him. He said, if you want to please me, then never return here again. He ran away. Another man came with the Hanuman mantra. Remember, the people sometimes we put something there in there, something in the capsule, tied to the neck. Babaji was very against of that. So he came with the Hanuman mantra, capsule, and gave it to Babaji. Oh Babaji, please bless him, bless this, so that I can wear. Babaji scolded left and right and threw the capsule far away. He could not even get where he threw. And the man was really, really searching for him. Finally, he apparently found and then picked it and then ran away in fear. So people for selfish needs will do anything and worship anything and everything. They would not know that glories of high-class Krishna devotees. No, they don't know the glories. This was why Babaji never talked to the people and did not accept anything. Actually, all the Babajis are like that. I talked about Gaudiya Das Babaji. Same thing. They are sick of seeing worldly minded people. That I talked about, right? Gaudiya Das Babaji said, I am happy to live in a toilet than with any such people. The stinging smell of toilet is way better than the people with stinging desires. They do not want Krishna. They want Maya. In fact, worldly people can never get Krishna. They only want the stinging stool of material blessings. That is the reason they all run to every single demigod. In fact, not just one demigod, but one after another for their sense enjoyment. They have so many demigods to choose from out of 330 million demigods in this Brahmanda alone. You should see some houses as how many gods they worship. You may not even believe it. They have a mala of so many gods. I have a mala of so many gods. I have a mala. See, they have a mala. And if one god does not work for them, then throw away. Or move to another god. And again that doesn't work. Another again. Move. Durga, Ganesh, Kartika. This, that. So many Babas. A lot of Babas are also there. Siddhas. These Babajis not, we are calling Babaji, they are high class, saintly Vaishnavas. The Krishna is living in their heart, and in Krishna's heart also these high class Vaishnavas living there. This is what he says. Sadhavo Hridayam, right? He really says that. Krishna says that. But anyway, so these materialist people will be really trying one god after another because they want to go to heaven, or they want this, they want that. That's what they. So Babaji used to chase them away, scolding them, and even throwing stones at them. And sometimes there used to be very heavy rains and floods, because that area is actually it's actually known for that too. So his hut, who is maintaining? He doesn't have any warranty or anything, somebody to fix the roof. No, his hut used to leak a lot to give protection. So then he was worried about the deities. Oh, the deities are also, too much of flood and rain is actually coming. And he really used to take them, and then he used to run out and then see any place where he can actually give them shelter. And many times, he sees them flipped boats, abandoned boats. They used to catch fish, right, in the Ganges. And so he used to really put them, under them. And then he used to be just, watching until the whole situation changes. Then he will bring them back to his hut. And his hut had no doors, as I mentioned, and hence no lock. It was always open. When Babaji was not inside, many times thieves came. I don't know what kind of thieves are these. They were coming to take from these Babaji also. And many times they robbed. So actually these thieves must be really too crazy to really steal anything there. However, no one ever robbed any of his deities. I don't know, maybe it was never seen by these thieves or something, but anyway, all the deities are also, they have an abandoned look anyway, because only one trust, deity trust, and so basically they didn't really care about. But anyway, sometimes even cows and animals will enter the heart and make havoc. But Babaji never felt that it was his mistake to keep it open. Instead, what he used to do? He used to go and then sit in front of the deities and chastise them. See, you are the owner, but you simply do not have any responsibility. See, this is what will happen when the owner is not careful. When are you going to learn this taking responsibility? This is not good. Oh, then after some time, then he thinks, oh, I know why they came to steal everything. And they are really everybody coming here, and then I know why it is. Because my Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Gaura, is very soft-hearted. And he gives away everything to his damvasis. Anybody, even if he is robber, he is from his dam, the Navadvipa dam. He gives everything free. This is his dam, Navadvipa. After all, I am an outsider. So this is how he used to talk. And once, Babaji had to punish Gaura Nitai for their one of the theft. One time it was very big theft, everything all ruined, everything. So, because the two brass pots in which Baba used to cook for Gaura Nitai were stolen. Okay, basically he cooks, and then each pot, there is one pot for Gaura Mahaprabhu and then one for Nitai. So they were actually, Babaji came. When he really came to know that these two pots were stolen, he scolded at them. And he said, I am not going to give anything to eat for you. No, you have to starve. The punishment had its effect. The next day, someone came quietly and delivered one of those pots. We don't know what happened. So the pot came back, same pot. It was stolen. Then Babaji said, okay, all right. This small pot is Nitai's pot. Okay, I will feed him today. But Gaura, if you want to eat, you must bring your pot. Otherwise, I am not going to give anything. In fact, Babaji did exactly that. He cooked and offered bhoga only to Nitai. And Gaura, drew a long face, as he kept looking at Nitai eating. In the meantime, soon another man somehow came and delivered the other pot. The second pot also came. Then Babaji then said, okay, all right, now yes, very good. You are now having responsibility. Yes, you are protecting your own vessels. All right, now I will cook for Gaura. And then he cooked for Gaura. And when Gaura also had eaten, he said with tears in his eyes, oh, do I ever want to punish you? But both of you are so naughty and do not take care of your own things. You do not know that I have now become old and I cannot bear all this. What can I do? So once some coins were collected, some coins were given by some followers, somebody, that also got stolen. The amount stolen was, few paises, but for him it is more. So the followers were crying for that loss. Oh, that's also gone. The robbers, took everything. And Babaji was simply talking to the deities. He said, why bother? Why bother? One thief gives. He's saying that materialistic people are thieves. They are actually stealing money from Krishna because it's all Krishna's property. They are stealing. One thief gives and another thief takes. Who gave the money? He is also a thief. And who has taken away? He is also a thief. And even sometimes, like some devotees used to bring some bananas. And because, rats used to be there all the time, he used to hang them on the top ceiling of the room to ripe. But rats used to come and then used to eat. Babaji used to point at the rat. Oh, you are eating that one. You are a thief. And I know, my Balagopal is also a thief. So once, when feeding Gaura Nitai, he said, see, oh Gaura, oh Nitai, I am getting old. And how can I feed you all? For that, Gaura immediately replied, oh Baba, me and Nitai will go out and beg for you. Hearing that, Babaji got, so upset and he got so angry. He immediately grabbed a stick from nearby and he said, you rascals, if you leave me from here, I am going to beat you and break your legs. This was how close they were. Once one of the necklace, somebody gave some necklace to his deity was also stolen because the open house. It's also stolen. Evening, Babaji got a guru as somebody, he could be the one who really stole, and then also convincing that he was the one who really stole because he knows a lot of things. So he went to his home and demanded, saying, you took the necklace and you have to return to me. And the thief said, yes, I have the necklace, I took it. I am not going to return to you. What are you going to do with this, with that one? So, and then Babaji was demanding, you have to give it to me, it belongs to my deities. Then he said, no, I am not going to give it to you. And not only that, he also pushed Babaji out. And Babaji got hurt actually. So then, all right, Babaji came out with anger, back to his hut. And that very same night, that thief and his entire family was found dead with no known reason. Anyway, so Babaji was not an ordinary person. The Lord, Krishna, they lived in his heart. So Lord Krishna says that if one hurts Krishna, he does not care. But if one hurts his devotee, he becomes so furious. Now talking about furious, Babaji also got furious once. You know that Babaji was born in a fisherman's family. So fish was his life before he came to Radha Krishna devotion. But now he had become immaculately pure. But one day a lady selling fish approached him, offering him some choice of good catch of nice fish. Somehow or other the Babaji's mind for a moment flickered, became attracted to seeing the fish. Then immediately he checked himself and then he became very angry. He shouted at the woman to get away from there, and she ran away for her life by seeing Babaji's anger. Then Babaji was shouting at the deities. He went inside. He was so furious. And he really just pointing to the deities. How could this happen? How could this happen? I have surrendered my life to you. And I am under your protection, and still this can happen? Why are you not protecting me? So he came with because so furious. He not only went storming into his bhajan kutir and shouted in anger everywhere. People start gathering and we were wondering, they were, then why Babaji is fussing and fuming like this, about his deities. After a while, the Babaji came out and he put all the deities in a bag and he was carrying, and he also took a long rope and he carried them in that bag to the nearby Ganges. He attached the long rope to the bundle of deities are in the bag, sack. So he threw the whole bag inside Ganges and he was actually holding the rope. And so he actually put the end of the rope under his foot. Then thus he was saying, I am giving punishment for you because you are not protecting me from this, because you should have avoided me to really get into that temptation for eating fish. So when one man inquired about why, oh Babaji, what happened? Why are you doing this? Immediately took a stone and then threw at him. And he ran away. And eventually Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura came to know. And he came to see Babaji. And saw the topmost bhava of the Babaji. Good. Anyway, but he really went back and he told his devotees, we cannot mimic his bhava. We have to follow the sadhana the way that we are supposed to do. And he told his devotees to keep away from Babaji. But Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura arranged to send prasadam every day to Babaji. Also devotees in turn go in bicycles and to really take this prasadam from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura was the temple and then delivered them to Babaji. Anyway, once Babaji wanted to make a big feast for Janmashtami, very big feast. So he realized that he had no money to buy any vegetable. He needed some money. But Babaji's no, because he considered money is yama. He will not touch the money also. But anyway, for this he had to do it. He was trying to see if there is any coins, and he got some coins here and there. And only few paisas, and took those few paisas and went to the vegetable market. He went and asked the merchant, "Oh, here is some money. Please give me some vegetables." Oh, seeing those few paisas, the merchant laughed at Babaji. "Oh, Babaji, for these paisas, I cannot give anything. Please go away, go away." Babaji was wondering what to do. So he had to do something for the Janmashtami, something he had to really cook for Krishna. So then he went in the side of the shop, and there were a lot of rotten tomatoes and vegetables were thrown out. And he carefully picked something, whatever that actually he could really get. And he brought them to his hut, cooked whatever that he could do, and made a Janmashtami to be Naivedyam. Wonderful. And it was a feast for the deities, and the deities were relishing this as a feast. And there is another time, Janmashtami, he did not even have any paisa. And he was wondering, but the thing is, he was looking at, oh Lala, Balagopal, oh Radha Krishna, I have to give something. Today I have to give you some mango fruit because today is Janmashtami. Where will he get the mango? He just said that. Mango. Yeah, I have to give you mango. But then he was really talking and continuing. Within some time, there was one devotee who has never seen, but then he came to this hut with a mango, ripened mango, bought for the market, and he was wondering who is this Vamsidasa Babaji here, and he reached here, and then he really found out this is actually Vamsidasa Babaji. He came, and Babaji was asking, "What happened? Who are you? Why are you giving? This is I got a dream. In the dream, that somebody was actually calling me saying, you have to bring a mango from the market to really give it to Radha Krishna because Janmashtami. So I brought this. Look at this is this is amazing. And in fact, Babaji had no concept of time at all. He was so busy in his own world, lost in his intense devotional feelings. So his deities never had any regular Naivedyam. Once it was too late to offer. And finally he finished his cooking. When all ready and ready to offer, he took the pot and went near the deities to offer. But he noticed something on the face of the deities. He got so upset and got angry. He said, "Just because I am late, you went to Vrindavan and went to the Radha Govindaji temple, and there you ate the sweet rice with palm tree gur, made of palm tree gur, and then came back. I am seeing that left in your mouth. You cannot hide anything from me. You are so impatient. I am not going to feed you anymore." So by saying that, he took those whatever that he cooked, whatever he was bringing in front of the deities, and just put in front and then broke it. You need to know how to be patient. You have to learn how to control your appetite. You can't even do this simple thing. This is not good. You have to learn a lot of things. So the people who are watching outside, what is going on there? They are astonished. And one of them who are so curious, why he is mentioning Radha Govindaji temple in Vrindavan? He could not understand. Immediately he wrote a letter, because those days there was nothing like, this WhatsApp or email, nothing. So he wrote a letter to Vrindavan Govindaji temple to the Pujari, and the letter came back later saying exactly on that day that Radha Govindaji were fed with sweet rice made with palm tree gur. Panangarupugatti, that's what palm tree gur in Tamil. But anyway, you see how they are so close to the deities. Babaji was never touched by this material world at all. He was talking and laughing and talking and laughing and talking. And not only that, he also made his own bhajans, because he doesn't know how to read or write anyway. So he makes. But he is so favorite of hearing the bhajan of this Narottam Das Thakur. Remember, his guru was actually from Narottam Das Thakur line. So this prarthana by Narottam Das Thakur was the one he always wanted to listen, but the thing is, who sings there? But he made his own bhajans. And no meters, no tune, nothing. He most of the time, Vatsalya Hari, Vatsalya Hari, Vatsalya Hari, like that. He always talking to the deities like that, singing. All singing, laughing, joking, hours and hours and hours and hours. And most of the time, he will never say I or mine. He say, this Vamsidasa wants to cook now. Let me, let this Vamsidasa cook for you. So he will never say I or mine or me. But he always used to call him as Bhakta Vatsala Hari. And he carried all his deities wherever he went. And his songs, no tune, no meter, no rhythms, nothing, but he sings and thousands of times that this is basically what Lord actually wants to hear. He used to, because one devotee came to Babaji. He said, oh, I want Krishna Bhakti. Babaji again, he was talking to the deities. But again, okay, somebody is asking some Krishna Bhakti. He said, to Krishna Bhakti, it costs only few paisa. Go and buy the Prarthana book of Srila Narottam Das Thakur and sing the songs and cry. You cry. That's all you have to do. You will get Krishna Bhakti. So we covered the art of sadhana as a big course. Remember, you all, many of you might have attended the class. What kind of sadhana did Babaji follow? Anyway, what kind of sadhana we do? Also, what you see on the right side, there are only 2 photographs of this Babaji ever that is available. This is one of them I got. Anyway, what kind of sadhana do we follow? Get up early in the morning, Brahma Muhurta. Of course, we have to also make sure we are cutting our hairs and shave clean and everything. Take bath, wear tilak, dress up with clean clothes, wake up the deities, give them bath, change their dresses, decorate the deities, offer nice naivedyams, put them to sleep in the night, and chant as much we can, targeting for 64, 128 or 192 rounds, whatever, and sing only Vaishnava bhajans. And what did Babaji do from this, do as his sadhana? Look at here. He never cut his hair in life. He was not taking any bath at all. He only wore dirty loin cloths that even mostly obtained from the burial grounds. He never wore any tilak. He never woke up the deities, even though he had several deities. He never gave bath to any of the deities except when the rain comes, and also when in the bathing in the sea, as I talked about it. That was it. And he never changed dresses of the deities. Never. They had same old dirty torn cloth all the times. He hardly decorated or offered ornaments to his deities. Even when someone gave, it was stolen. I saw that. I told about that. His cooking and offering Naivedyam was never ever on time. No regularity. He never put the deities to sleep. He never seemed to chant. Except Bhakta Vatsala Hari, Bhakta Vatsala Hari, Bhakta Vatsala Hari. That's the only thing. He was singing his own songs. However, he got so much of affection to the songs of Sri Narottam Das Thakur. In fact, nowhere we see that he even had any chanting beads or a bead bag that he ever carried. He had no concept of time. Sometimes he would fast for Ekadasi and sometimes he just forgets. And all of a sudden he realizes, oh, Ekadasi already came and went. Oh, I forgot it. Okay, I am going to follow Ekadasi for these 3 days. So he'll fast. Do you want to follow that sadhana? No. We can never mimic these high exalted Vaishnavas. So once a devotee from Sri Sampradaya visited Babaji. As you know, Sri Sampradaya is the pinnacle of Vaiti Bhakti. They are like caste brahmanas with so many rules and regulations. Babaji was born to a low caste as a fisherman. So you also know the story as how Lord Jagannath eventually kicked out Sripad Ramanujacharya and his devotees from Jagannath Puri to Kurmashetra. I talked about that before. But no one knew what was the intention of the visit by this devotee from Sri Sampradaya. When he came inside the hut of Vamsidasa Babaji, he pointed to the Gaura deities, Gaura Nithai deities with his left finger and asked, "What are these? Where is Narayana?" So pointing to left finger is great aparat to, you cannot point to the left finger to the deity. And he's doing a seva aparat and also now insulting a Vaishnava aparat because Babaji was very, very mainly talking about to the deities as usual and said, "Here is a thief and there is a sannyasi, but where is Narayana? I don't see him. Oh, he was here before and now Narayana is not here. I have only Gauranitai and my Balagopal like that." Then that Sri Sampradaya Vaishnava did not understand anything and he got up. He said, "This is barbaric," and there is no rules, there is no regulation. He just immediately stood up and left the place in disgust. नीच जाति नहे कृष्ण भजने अयोग्या सत्कुल विप्र नहे भजने रयोग्या. A person born in a low family is not unfit for devotional service to Lord Krishna, nor is one fit for devotional service simply because he is born in an aristocratic family or brahmanas or sampradaya. Vamsidasa Babaji went to the sea of Jagannath Puri. So then when he visited Jagannath Puri temple, and then he also was really coming to this seashore. Of course, whenever he travels, he always used to take the Laddu Gopal. Balagopal with him. So anyway, so he had an interest, saying all of a sudden by seeing the sea, he said, "I think this is a good opportunity to give a bath to my Balagopal. My Balagopal should really take a nice bath in the sea." And then what he was thinking was, he did not want to really take Balagopal inside the sea. But what happened was, he kept Balagopal in the place. And then he was actually telling, "Oh, see, please come and then give a bath to my Balagopal." You know what? The sea that arose and it came all the way and it was actually giving bath to Balagopal for quite some time. Quite some time it was going on, and then Babaji was really so happy and enjoying. Yes, by Balakrishna is really nicely taking bath now. And then when he felt that it's all satisfied, then he said, "Okay, now you see, okay, all right, you just go back now. So now I have to take Balagopal back again." And the sea immediately all back completely, no more problem. He took Balagopal and then walked. The waves went back to normal. During the Ratha Yatra, he went there to see the Ratha Yatra. So he went really very, very little far, and then there was one tree. Then he was really just standing, because I was standing under the tree. It was a banyan tree or something, under a tree. And the cart was coming nicely. Jagannath, Subhadra, and Balaram. So the carts were very nicely coming, smoothly coming. And when it came to this tree, near the tree it stopped. That cart, it did not have any scheduled stop there. And everybody was actually trying to see why the cart stopped and then it's not moving anymore. It is an odd place because it was not a designated place to stop. Then they found a tree near that place. And under that tree there was no one except only one person, who was Vamsidasa Babaji. And no one knew who he was. Then they saw that Vamsidasa Babaji was heavily engaged in talking to Lord Jagannath. It was so intense that the Radha refused to move for a long time. They were trying, some mad person is talking to the deities, this is nonsense, and he tried to pull with the hard and hard, nothing. Jagannath, if he decides, the cart won't move. Then after a long conversation, remember a long conversation, Vamsidasa came out from the tree and came closer to the Ratha now. And there was more intimate conversation with the Lord. Everybody was wondering what is going on. A mad person is talking to Lord Jagannath, and Lord Jagannath is not moving. Everyone thought it was a totally mad person. But then, after some time, then he said, okay, all right. Then they said bye. Babaji said, okay, goodbye to the Lord. And then he really moved out, back to the walking out from that. And magically, now there was a jerk on the chariot, and so that, then everybody got, and then it was pulled out. Now, ending. As for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura himself, he would often offer obeisances to Srila Vamsidasa Babaji from a distance, and told his disciple to keep a distance and not to mimic Babaji. When Vamsidasa Babaji saw Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, he would call him, a Manjari has come, a Manjari has come. Have you seen Radharani? Now I have a question to you. What is the Sai Baba of Vamsidasa Babaji? We talked about that on the last Sunday. What is Sai Baba, then Sanjari Baba and all those things. But what is the Sai Baba of Vamsidasa Babaji? There are a lot of history about this Koladvipa. Once in Satya Yuga, a Brahmana named Vasudeva lived in this Dvip, where he worshipped Varaha Dev. Lord Varaha was so pleased with the Brahmana's worship, and he appeared before him first as Varaha Deva, and he is also called Koladeva because he appeared in this Koladvipa. And then he also showed him as Lord Narsimhadev. Also here, once in this place, there was a tax collector named Gopala Chakravarti. So he was actually a great scholar of Saptagrama. Saptagrama was the village, local village name. So he was working under Govardhana Majumdar. He was actually a rich man. So once he happened to meet Srila Haridas Thakur. So everybody went to really see Haridas Thakur, including this tax collector called Gopala Chakravarti. And then Srila Haridas Thakur was glorifying, and he was telling that by chanting the holy name of Krishna, just chanting the holy name of Krishna, one gets liberated. But this Gopala Chakravarti got angry. So he refuted Haridas Thakur. He said that only jnana can give liberation. And he got so angry and said, the argument was going on, and Haridas Thakur was promptly saying, it is all the Shastra is actually telling, and it is true that just by chanting the holy name of Krishna, even jokingly, even not even meaning it, he will get liberation. So then the argument went really wild. And then he said, Gopala Chakrabarti said, if one can attain liberation by chanting the holy name of Krishna, let my nose fall off. But if Haridasa's statement, that means your statement is wrong, let your nose fall off. So it was very, very hard situation. So now everybody returned, and after this incident, exactly on the third day, Gopala Chakrabarti got leprosy. And exactly his nose completely melted and fell off. Then he realized, he had really done a big aparadh to a Vaishnava. And also he refuted the Shastra, Shastra injections. And he was wondering what to do. Because he had a beautiful nose before. That's what everybody says. He had a beautiful face and nose. And now, that time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happened to come to this Kuliya Grama. And this Gopala Chakravarti was coming weeping and weeping and weeping. And he came and then fell at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgave his offense. But he ordered him to chant the holy name. And by doing that, very soon, the leprosy completely disappeared and his nose reappeared beautifully as it was before. So there was also another incident that happened in this. His name was Gopala Chapala. So this Gopala Chapala also became enemies to Srivasa Pandita. Remember, I was talking about Srivasa Angan, and he actually turned against this Harinam Sankirtan. And one night, because he was a Kali worshipper, so one night he brought abominable things used to worship Durga Devi, wine, meat, and kind of kungumam, vibhutis, and all kinds of things. He really took it from and then put it in the front door of the Srivasa Angan. So when Srivasa Pandita saw in the morning, he was shocked, and immediately he could not believe. Somebody has really done something very bad, and he arranged to clean the place and with the cow dung and everything. So but he was crying. He was really not happy. And now, because of the offense by Gopala Chapala, he also developed leprosy, and this leprosy was too bad. He was suffering and suffering. And again, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this place after taking sannyas, he came to this place. And Mahaprabhu told him, I cannot do anything with this one. You have to go and then get forgiveness from Srivasa Pandita. And Gopala Chapala, by weeping and weeping, he went to Srivasa Pandita and begged for forgiveness. And when Srivasa Pandita forgave his offense, the leprosy again disappeared. And he returned to back normal. And also there is one, a few more. There are two personalities that we already know, we talked about. They are also from this Koladvipa. Srila Jagannathadasa Babaji used to live at the Surya Kunda in Vrindavan most of the time. But he was doing bhajana there. What is the Surya Kunda? That is the place where Radharani used to go and then meet Krishna and to really worship the Surya. Anyway, Surya is what? He was worshipping only Krishna. Anyway, then toward the end of his life, he came to Navadvipa. So it was his habit to chant Mahamantra very loudly. So when he was about to take a boat to cross the Ganga from one end, people from the other side of the Ganges can hear his chanting. He was very, very loud chanting all the time. He was topmost Vaishnava and was also the guru of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. In fact, it was due to his immense mercy and power. His disciple Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur became very prominent, and he was able to compose so many high-class scriptures and became the seventh Goswami. When Jagannathadasa Babaji became old, he had to be carried in a basket, as you see on the right side. And he was living until 144 years, it believed. But his eyelids were all drooping down. And he could not see anything in the material world. So if he wants to see anything, he just opens up his eyes, or somebody has to really help to open so that he can see outside. And then when he was taken to the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is when he really got out of the basket, ran, and he really started dancing right there. So that was how the Mayapur, the exact location where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, was even verified by him, by this great Acharya. Anyway, his mood was always like typical Gaudiya's, the Acharya's mood. No artificial crowd of disguised devotees, nothing. So once he held a festival and bought many sweets, but he gave all the prasadam sweets to only cows and dogs. He said, no, I am not, this prasadam is not really, the glory, that glory can be really, really appreciated. The prasadam can be appreciated only when you give to the real devotees. And they are all these, these cows and dogs, they are actually living with me. Actually, what happened was, every day, and when he really takes the prasadam, he had about one dog and 7 puppies. It had 7 puppies. And when his disciples brought the Mahaprasadam for him, he will call the dogs and the puppies. And then, because he can't see, so by touching, he will count whether all the 7 puppies have come or not. and the dog, and then he will, the plate is right there, and they all the dog and the puppies will eat the prasadam, and when they really finished it, and they will go away, and whatever that is remaining on the plate after the dogs have eaten the prasadam, then he will honor that. Anyway, Gaura Kishore Dasa Babaji Maharaj was also actually coming from here, and I talked already about the glory of Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. His very important things, to note that is, he also did not want to see any materialistic people who always come to beg for materialistic opulences. I want this, I want this, I want blessing, I want blessing. So, no, that is why he even, what did he do? He even locked himself inside the latrine. And then he said, this latrine, smell of latrine is far better than the smell of these materialistic people's dishes. So, Vanja Kalpa Darpchecha, Kripa Sindhupevacha, Paditanam Pavanepio, Vaishnavepio, Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.